While adding or subtracting the unlike fractions, when we try to make the denominator same, we multiply the numerator and denominator by a same number, right? Today, let's understand why behind this process. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Learning Maths with Namita. For explaining this, I will take two unlike fractions. Okay, so I am adding 1 by 2 and 1 by 7. Both the denominators are different here, so these are called unlike fractions. Okay, now why do we want to make the denominator same? This is the first question. Because it makes our calculation easier. Okay, now, so how do we know what denominator should we get? It depends on the denominators. Here, if you see, you have 2 and 7. Okay, you have 2 and 7 and they do not share any common factor. Okay, 2 and 7, no common factors. So we will simply multiply them, and whatever we get, this should be our denominator. Simple. Now, our first fraction is 1 by 2. Now, we know that 2 when multiplied to 7 becomes 14, right? 2 times 7, we get 14 in the denominator. That's what we wanted, right? But look at the numerator. What will be the numerator? 1 times 1. So we will get 1 by 14. Now, this is a totally different fraction than 1 by 2. Okay? It changes the value of the fraction. Our question is different now. So, that's not right. Correct? Because if we are changing our question, then it doesn't make any sense. Which means we cannot multiply like this. Alright, we get it. Now tell me one more thing. If we let's suppose we have a number 4, okay? And we multiply it by 1. What do we get? We get 4. Let's suppose we have 147. We multiply it by 1. We get 147. What does this imply? It implies that whenever we multiply any number by 1, the number doesn't change. We get the original number, right? So can I say the same thing with the fractions, that 1 by 2 multiplied by 1 is 1 by 2. Correct? No doubt in this? Now, one more thing. How differently can you write 1? Is 4 by 4 1? Yes, because you get 4 gets cancelled out in numerator and denominator. We get 1. Okay, 19 by 19 again gives us 1, right? Which means if you have numerator and denominator same, you have 1. Alright, so following this, I am replacing this 1 by 7 by 7. So like 4 by 4 is 1, 19 by 19 is 1. So 7 by 7 is also 1. So I am just writing 1 in this form. Okay. Now let's multiply the numerators. We get 1 times 7. So it's 7. 2 times 7 is 14. So this is our fraction now. And this is equivalent to this, because 7 by 14, when you write the numerator and denominators as the multiplication of their factors, what do you get? 1 by 2. So these are equivalent fractions. Okay, we have already discussed equivalent fractions in detail. You can check out my previous videos. I'll mention the link in the description box, right? So you get it? These are equivalent fraction. Now the representation of the fraction has changed, not its value. It is still 1 by 2. Clear? Okay. So this is how we are multiplying here by 7 by 7. Now same thing we are going to apply to second fraction. Okay. So 1 by 7, we will multiply it by 1. Okay. And we get 1 by 7. Right. So now this 1 will be replaced by 2 by 2. Okay. Now why 2? because our goal is to get the denominator as 14. So 7 times 2 is 14. Okay. So what do we get here? We get 2 by 14. Okay. Now, to add these fractions is the same thing if you add these two fractions, because these are equivalent fraction of these two. But now they have same denominator, so it becomes a lot easier for us to add them. Okay. So now what we do? 7 by 14 plus 2 by 14. Okay. Now denominators are same, so it will remain same, and we will add the numerators, which is 7 plus 2. So we get 9 by 14. Okay. Now you understand why do we multiply and divide by the same number always. Alright. Okay. We'll just take one more example to lock this explanation so that we are sure that we have no doubts, okay, in this. This time we can take fractions as 9 by 8. Let's subtract. Instead of addition, we will add this one, okay? Alright, now again, denominators are different and they do not share any common factor other than 1. Okay, so we will see 8 multiplied by 71 is 568. Okay, so the denominator should become 568. Okay, now 9 by 8. I am just adding one extra step so that you can understand it step by step again. Okay, though this step is not needed to be mentioned in your answers or in your solutions. Okay, just for the explanation I'm writing 1. Okay, that we are multiplying it by 1 so that you know where we are coming from. Now this 1, I will replace this 1 by 71 by 71, because 8 multiplied by 71 will give us this, right? Okay, this is first part. Now this remaining part, we have 14 by 71. Here this one I will replace it by 8 by 8. Again, why? Because 71 times 8 will give us 568. Correct? Now, simple multiplication of fraction we will do here and here. 9 times 71 gives us 639, and denominator we get 568, minus 14 times 8 we get 112, and the denominator is 568. Now we have subtraction of like fractions. Okay, so what do we do here? Denominator remains the same and numerators will be subtracted. So 639 minus 112, we get 527, and denominator is 568. All right. So which number you are multiplying and divide with, that will depend upon what denominators you have. Okay, but here we are explaining that why do we do it. Okay, because this is something that we use in every other addition or subtraction, right? So we should be very clear about why we are doing it. All right, now these fractions are interesting. Let's see which one is bigger. Okay, so the fractions we have are 9 by 8 and we have 71 by, no, we have 14 by 71. Okay, yes, 14 by 71. Let's see which one is bigger, which one is smaller. All right, so when we have unlike fractions, what do? We multiply the numerator of one fraction, first fraction, to the denominator of second fraction, right? So 71 multiplied by 9, what do we get? 639. And we will write on the top of the numerator, okay, whichever numerator you are multiplying with. 8 times 14 gives us 112. Now 639 or 112, which one is bigger? Which is the greater number here? 639, right? So this fraction is also greater. The bigger fraction is the one which has the bigger number here. Okay, so we will put a sign like this. Okay, so 9 by 8 is greater than 14 by 71, or you can say that 14 by 71 is smaller than 9 by 8. Okay, but in the same thing. Alright, so our fraction series completely ends here. If you have any doubts on any topic, you can let me know through comments, or you can contact me through my email ID namita.educator@gmail.com. It is also mentioned in my description. See you in our next video where we'll begin with the algebra series. Till then, keep practicing and have fun. Bye-bye.